I just got a brand new sewing room all to myself. Let me give you a tour. Hi, it's Hannah with Fabric Café. Blake and I just bought our very first house. And something that was very important to me while we were looking was to get my own sewing room. And I got it. I now have my very own space that I can come in and sew at any time. Plus, I have spaces for all of my fabric and my tools. So let me give you kind of an overview of my sewing room and how my workflow goes. So here we have my pressing table on one side of my sewing machine table. And then on the other side, I have my cutting table. This allows me to have my chair right in the middle, and I can just swivel around to all of my different stations whenever I need to. This is really nice when I'm doing things like half square triangles. It's really, really nice and efficient. And I have storage underneath both of these tables, my pressing and my cutting. On this side of the room, I have a TV where I like to watch different videos or movies or shows or whatever while I'm sewing because I like having background noise. On this side of the room, I have a futon. This room is also doubling as a guest room. We don't get guests very often, so we just thought, let's get something where it's just nice and up against the wall where we can sit on it and then pull it out when we need to. It's a great place to sit when you're seam ripping. And it also allows me to put over it a nice way to display my quilts up on the wall, which is really nice, adds a bright pop of color. Underneath my feet, I have a nice cushy rug. And I love this rug. It keeps my feet nice and warm because I can't sew with shoes on. What's your thoughts? Do you sew with shoes on or off? I can't, it just messes with me. So I have a nice little rug where it keeps my feet nice and warm and comforted and cushioned. But it's a shag rug, which is very nice for my feet, but I will say if you drop a pin, good luck, goodbye, it's gone. You are never finding that pin again. So far, I've had pretty good luck and that hasn't happened very often. One of my favorite things I got with my new sewing room is my cutting station. I got just a big regular table. It was hard finding the exact size I needed, so I just got as close as possible. It's nice and long, so it goes all the way to my sewing machine. I was able to get a very big cutting mat, which I love. I'm able to put a full yard of fabric on it, which is awesome, and I can cut the whole width when it's folded over once, which is great, you know, selvage to selvage. On my wall here, I have a really great light, so I'm able to see what I'm doing, which is very important. And then I have all of my rulers hung up on the wall, which means it's very easy access when I'm cutting. I can just pick up whatever ruler I need. Over here, I just have a thumbtack with a little map clip where I hang up my patterns when I'm using them. This way, I can look up while I'm cutting to just double check I'm cutting what I'm supposed to be. I can also see it from my sewing machine, so I can double check that I'm making every block the way it's supposed to be done. Over here, I have a basket. It's just a really simple one that my sister gave me, and I keep my rotary blade in here, as well as all of my refill blades. I also keep all of my old containers for my rotaries so that I can put my bad ones in there, like the ones that I've used. You can see I wrote bad on there, so I knew they weren't fresh. I also keep my notebook in here, and this is where I jot down all my quilt thoughts, especially if I'm changing fabrics around. I like to make notes. I like to draw little pictures and color them in so that I know where I'm going. So this is my little inspiration book. Something I really like about my table with all of the different space. See, I have a little bit of space on this side and I have a thin bit of space right there. Over here on the right, I can stack the fabric I'm gonna be cutting. Take them one at a time, press them and cut them. And then this side over here on the left, I like to use that when I'm cutting strips and things. So if I'm cutting 3 strips for a strip assembly, for example, I'll take those, I'll cut one, I'll set it off to the side, I'll cut the other one, I'll set that off to the side, and it just kind of helps keep my cutting mat clean and clear. And that makes it really convenient. This is my sewing machine. Her name is Helga. She is a Husqvarna Viking Jade 20 series. I love my machine. She has a really nice wide base, so it's really easy to feed fabric through, really good support. Her neck is not super wide though, so it's not the best machine to do machine quilting on. For small projects, it works fine, but I tried it on a large quilt and there was just not enough space for me to maneuver that quilt around. And one of my favorite things about my machine is the cover that comes with it. It's a nice big plastic cover that slips into place, and it has a little locking mechanism on the back, and it makes it really cat proof. It covers up all of my needle, and so they can't get in there and injure the machine or themselves, because I don't want either of those things to happen. Plus, you can store your pedal and your power cord inside that cover if you need to take your machine somewhere. For my table, I just have a small desk that I got offline. I like the height of it rather than a low sewing table, because I like being able to sit up a little bit straighter. My arms are at a nice ergonomic height. I like being able to extend my leg fully while I'm using the pedal. I just feel like I have more control. So these are a great option if you would like a setup like that. Some other supplies I have over here. This is my pin cushion, Sir Fungi. I name everything because it's just more fun that way. This is a felted pin cushion that my sister made for me. She does a lot of felting artwork, and it's just so fun. It brings a lot of whimsy to my sewing room, which you know I love. I also have a mug over here, which I keep all of my fabric marking pens, pencils, a pen to take notes, and also a Sharpie so that I can write my labels on my note cards for all of my different pieces that I cut out so I can stay organized. I also keep a stack of my note cards over here by my machine so that it's easy access anytime I'm cutting out a new project. I have them really handy so that I can just reach over and grab them. Then above my machine, I have kind of like a design wall, I guess you could say. It's a little clothesline for all of my different fabrics. And I use this when I've cut out a project so that I can hang up all of the different things that I cut out as I'm sewing. I can put up my blocks there, and I put them with my labels. This helps me stay organized. It looks pretty, and I get to see all of the different colors I'm working with. And I also think that it helps keep them flatter than if I did put them in Ziploc bags and put them in a drawer or something like that. I just think it kind of cuts down on your pressing time. Pressing is very important in quilting, so I wanted to make sure I had a nice space for it. So I just have a regular old table, and then on top of it, I have a pressing mat so that I could unroll it. It's easy to transport if you're going on a sewing retreat. I can just roll it up and take it with me. I have a nice window over here, so it casts a lot of light during the day when I'm sewing, which is great. It's also one of my cat's favorite places to lay down because she can bask in the sun. For my iron, I am using a Rowenta because I like the point on it and the weight of it. Since I choose to press my seams open, this point here on the top of the iron allows me to get right in there and press the seam open really easily. I push my iron off to the side, and I will push it this way, facing out that way. So that way, if my cats do come and get on my table, that the hot side of the iron is not facing in. I feel like this is less likely for them to have any injuries. Now I have even more to my pressing station, but to see that, we're gonna have to go under the table. So here we are, my storage under my pressing station. And I have this set of fabric drawers right here. And in the top one, this is where I keep my fabric for the projects I'm currently working on. Like here, for example, I have all of the scraps for what's cut out on my wall. And that way, if I make any mistakes, I can come back here and easy access grab the fabric, and I won't have used it for something else. If I'm working on more than one project at a time, which I am right now, I will put the other project in here. And that's when I'll use that Ziploc bag organization. So that way I can keep them separate and organized. I also keep my prepared bindings in here while my quilts are either at the long arm or they're just waiting to get bound. And I have some permanent fabric markers. I don't use these very often, so I just put them in here so that I would still have them, but I wouldn't accidentally use those when I was trying to mark a half square triangle and regretting my decision. In my second drawer right here, this is where I keep my fabric for projects that are matched, but I haven't gotten to yet. So I've been collecting batiks on this side to make a Queen King quilt for Blake and I. On this side, I have Halloween fabric that I'm going to be making my sisters and I matching Halloween quilts. So I have that set aside. I have a fat quarter bundle that is all matched, but I don't know what pattern I'm gonna use what they get. These are ones that are matched, ready to go as soon as I am ready to work on them. On top of this, I have my sewing box, and this has all of the things I need for any hand sewing that I have to do. I have a little desk organizer that I use just to keep my little scissors in, some Post-it notes, and a measuring tape. I keep my big scissors on here. I keep my ruler for my half square triangles. I actually have 3 different sizes of them. But really you just need the big one because it spans all of them. But I was so excited about the rulers, I had to get them all. I also have this nail file because I made Halloween trick-or-treat bags for my nieces and nephews, and I needed something to turn the straps inside out after I had sewn them, so the pretty side was on the outside. And I know there are tools you can get to do that, but I didn't have one. So I used this, and now it stays in my sewing room, so that way if I ever have to make a bag again, I have this to use with that. Over here, I have a little cubby that has another fabric storage drawer. I have some batting scraps for little projects. I have my quilt sample block. So what I'm doing is every month I make a different block, whatever I feel like making in whatever colors I want. I don't coordinate them. I just do what I'm feeling. And then at the end of the year, I'm going to be putting them all together into a quilt sampler. And then I have some different bags of fabric scraps and things. And these are fabrics that might eventually be in another Fabric Cafe video. I need to keep them organized so that I don't steal them and use them in other projects, because I would forget and I would do that. On top of that cubby, I have my thread storage. And this is just a cute little tower that I have a container for my bobbins in, because I like being able to see all of them and all the colors and keep it nice and organized so they're not loose. I have a thread drawer with all my different spools. I have a drawer of embroidery floss, which is for another project that I am working on, that I am hand quilting. I'm using some embroidery floss for that. And then in the bottom one, I just have some miscellaneous things like snaps from a bag I made, extra sewing machine needles, some frayed check for doing fixes, and just extra little things like that, little miscellaneous sewing tools you need. I also have a pencil sharpener up here because I use a pencil to mark basically everything unless it's too light for me to see on my fabric. It always comes out, it always washes out, I have no issues, and I can get a really nice sharp point. So I keep this here so that way if it ever gets dull while I'm working, I can just lean over and sharpen my pencil real fast. And then last but not least over here, I have a little bit of floor space over here, and that's where I keep my gallons of Best Press, because yes, that is correct. I get my Mary Ellen's Best Press by the gallon because I use a lot of it. So this is where I store it over here just on the floor so that I can refill my hand sprayer anytime I need to. So here's my TV stand and my organization. In this cubby right here, we have the most important thing, which is a cat bed. This is where Jonas likes to sleep while I'm sewing, but there's too many people here right now. She doesn't like that. She's sleeping in another room. In the cubby underneath, I have just a box of craft supplies, and this has miscellaneous things like glue, cardstock, ribbon, decorative scissors, stuff like that. Just miscellaneous things that I don't use all that often, but are still a creative outlet. So it's nice to have it tucked in here. Then in here on this cubby, I have all of my books and patterns. So this is where I go to anytime I want to look for a new pattern and a new project. And then I also have fun little styrofoam trees because I want to make scrap Christmas trees this Christmas for decorations. We have a great video telling you all about how to make these, so be sure to check it out if you want to see what I'm talking about. And then in my last cubby, I just have a sweet cross stitch that my sister made for me one time. You can see I have a very creative sister, so I have a lot of little knickknacks in here that they made for me. And here we have my fabric stash. Now this closet houses a lot of things. It houses some of my decorations and things, like Christmas stuff and some other craft things. But this is where I have my fabric. I just got a shoe organizer so that I could display all my different fabrics so that I could see what I had. I have it divided. Up here I have focus, and here it was blenders, sort of almost focus of bright colors, but my stash is growing and I've had to kind of combine some of my fabrics. So it also has a little bit of gray. This section has white and cream and silvers. Then this one I have teal and blue because that's what I have the most of as far as matchers go. I really like teal and blue, so I gravitate towards those fabrics. Then I have a Halloween stack, which is also where I put my black fabric because I'll use it a lot for my Halloween quilts. I actually have 2 cubbies of Christmas fabrics, so I need to get going and I need to make some Christmas quilts. And then on the very bottom one, I have my pre-cuts. Any jelly rolls or layer cakes or anything like that goes in there. My fabric stash is busting out at the seams a little bit, so I have told myself I am not allowed to get any more fabric until I've dwindled this down. And that is a challenge I gladly accept. It's just one more. It's fine. It's fine. It has been such a joy having my own sewing room, just my sweet little haven to come in and sew. If you have any organization tips for me, I'd love to hear them. Let me know in the comments. And if you would like any organization tips of your own, go check out the video that pops up next. Well, I gotta get sewing. Thanks for coming over.